Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the financial secrets hidden within corporate filings. And today we're diving into Onar Holding Corporation and their latest move. Get ready because this one's got some interesting pieces to it. So what we're looking at here is a Form 8K, which is basically a report companies file to announce major events that shareholders should know about. And for Onar Holding Corporation, on the 15th of September 2025, there was definitely a major event. The company, which is Onar Holding Corporation, also known as Onar Holding Corporation, through one of its subsidiaries, made a pretty significant acquisition. They bought all the ownership stakes, called membership interests, of a company named Juice Labs, LLC. Think of it like Onar buying a smaller business to expand its own operations. This deal happened on the 15th of September 2025, and it involved a purchase agreement, which is just a fancy name for the contract outlining the terms of the purchase. This agreement had your typical clauses like promises about how truthful the information provided is, keeping things secret and not competing with the acquired business for a while. The buyer in this deal was actually Storia Agency LLC, which is a subsidiary of Onar Holding Corporation. They bought Juice Labs LLC from its original owners, referred to in the agreement as the sellers. Now, let's get to the money. Onar's subsidiary paid $2 million up front. But like any good deal, there is more to it. This payment was subject to some adjustments and a holdback, which means a portion of the money was likely held back for a period to make sure all the promises in the agreement were kept. This part is especially interesting. There is something called earnout consideration. This means Onar might have to pay more money later on, but only if Juice Labs meets certain performance goals. Specifically, the extra payment is tied to revenue from new clients that the original sellers of Juice Labs refer to the company. This is called net new revenue, and it is calculated after taking out some advertising expenses. The key is that these new clients have to be brought in within 5 years of the deal closing, and their initial contracts also need to be signed within that same 5-year window. So, how does this earnout actually work every year for 5 years? Onar's subsidiary will figure out how much net new revenue Juice Labs generated from these referred clients. If there is any, they will pay the sellers 10% of that amount. This is a common way for acquiring companies to incentivize the sellers to continue contributing to the business's success, even after the sale. And here is another twist: the payments for this earnout, if they happen, will be split. Half of it will be paid in cash, and the other half will be paid in Onar Holding Corporation's own stock. The value of this stock will be based on its average trading price over a 10-day period before the shares are issued. This means the seller's future earnings are directly tied to Onar's stock performance, which aligns their interests even further. Now, when Onar issues its own stock as part of this earnout, they're saying it is done under a specific exemption from registering those shares with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This generally means the shares are being sold directly to a limited number of investors who can handle the risks rather than being offered to the general public. It also means these shares can't be easily resolved by the recipients without meeting certain conditions or waiting for a specific time. The company also announced this acquisition through a press release on the 18th of September 2025, just a few days after the deal was finalized. This is pretty standard practice to keep investors informed. A quick note on financial details. The full financial statements for the acquired business, Juice Labs LLC, and the pro forma financial information showing how this acquisition might affect Onar's overall financial picture aren't included in this initial report. They're going to be filed later in an amendment, usually within about 2 months. So, we'll have to wait for those to see the detailed financial impact. And for those who really want to dig into the weeds, the actual contract, the securities purchase agreement, is filed as an exhibit to this report. Finally, the report is signed by Claude Zardano, the Chief Executive Officer of Onar Holding Corporation, confirming the accuracy of the information provided. So, what is the big takeaway here? Onar Holding Corporation is growing through acquisition, which is a common strategy. They bought Juice Labs LLC for $2 million with the potential for more payments based on future performance. A key part of this deal is the earnout structure where half the potential future payments are in Onar stock. This could be a smart move to align the seller's interest with Onar's long-term success and could also help Onar manage its cash flow. However, the success of this acquisition really depends on whether Juice Labs can bring in new clients and generate that specified net new revenue. If they can't, the earnout payments won't happen, and Onar might not have to pay out as much. The reliance on future performance with an earnout is always a double-edged sword. It can drive great results, but it also means future financial health is uncertain until those milestones are met. We'll have to keep an eye on future filings to see how Juice Labs performs and how that earnout plays out. Do you think this is a smart acquisition for Onar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. We break down these complex filings so you do not have to. And don't forget to join our Discord community for more discussions and insights. You can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.